Welcome everyone to this surprise, spontaneous edition of Benzingo's pre-market prep at the close. Maybe that'll be a new thing we do. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick. Guys, what have you been seeing today?
Well, first of all, Dennis is going to have to file after the close because he's a stakeholder in Wynn Resorts. He started buying this morning at 160 even, and he's been buying 10,000 shares every dollar up.
That 160 level, we talked about that one this morning, and it kissed it, and it bounced hard. Big bounce off that support level. So those support level, you can say it's kind of simple, but man, it works. So it bounced right off support there this morning. Wish I would have been playing it for the bounce. I was too scared. It was coming out too hard. But you know what? Let's talk about a 50% retracement of that if we get, a continued bounce here. Came down from 201, fall 40 handles. You get anywhere in the upper 170s on this, I think you got a lot of people saying, thank you, give me my money back.
Yeah, a little reversion to the mean.
Just if we get follow through.
Yeah, I mean they're talking, the rumors out there that Wynn could could sell out. If he needs to get rid of the company, they could get X amount of price. So that's something to keep an eye on. But basis the daily charts here in Wynn. Let me see if I can find the level. Oh, we're at a big level right now here. 171.84. That was your low or your high from yesterday. We hit 172.30, but back under 172. Gap area, 171.84 to 178.04. Now that's a $6 gap, but we know there was nothing in there on the way down, so there perhaps could be nothing in there on the way back up. Just one thing to keep in mind. The big volume was on the big down days, 22 million, 26 million. We're only going to trade 15 million today. So the big moves were on the downside. The close before all the chaos began was 20060. Dennis, did you happen to see the pop in Twitter today?
Yeah, Twitter had a huge pop early morning, gave some of it back, but some people saying maybe it's in play because it's been a significant move. Again, bouncing off that major support that we talked about 3 days ago, the 22. These levels just work. And you know what? That's what trading's all about here. Just a quick, tangent there. It's all about the setups. And, you can just trade anything. You can jump into anything. But when you have a nice setup, and you're out, where, that's what the recipe for success is all about. And that 22 put the double bottom in right there, opened kind of low that one day, and then blasted off. And, here's a terrible tape here the last couple of days, and Twitter showing green. Fantastic relative strength here. I don't know what the driver is. Maybe that is back in play. Maybe there's somebody sniffing around. Maybe it's just, the technical break back, and you've got short scrambling here again. But, in any regard here, support is support, and that 22 is support, and it held, and then the last 3 days, straight up from that support.
You know what? Also, I just real quick talking on that note, what we could have seen in Twitter, looking at your Benzinga Pro news feed, several large option trades went off here. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different option trades went off, both call sweeps and put sweeps at the bid. Now, what could be happening with the stock is when they come in with those huge option orders, right? Someone takes the other side of them, right? And what do? They're just not taking the other side naked, right? They have a level of the stock. Let's say, someone comes in to buy the calls, right? You short the calls, you need some kind of hedge. So if
So that was pretty funny. We're doing this show, spontaneous show. We didn't tell anyone we were going to do, Joel. And what happened in the middle of our spontaneous pre-market prep at the close? But our internet, our Wi-Fi went out. So the developers here at Benzinga reset our entire internet modem, and we lost internet there for a moment. But we're back. Only for a few minutes though, because we got the close coming up. So Joel, you were like mid rant about Twitter. So do you want to just keep going on that rant?
It was so good the first time.
Sorry.
Now, no. What I was saying was you had a flurry of activity in the options markets and Twitter. I'm looking at 11 o'clock. Really was 11 o'clock. You had a flurry of activity, call sweeps, at the 37 calls. Well, that's very bullish. In January 2019, bunch of calls went off. So what I was saying, and let me go to my 15-minute chart here on Twitter. When big option trades come in like that, okay, yeah, that was just around the spike too. People that are taking the other side of the trade, right? If someone's buying calls and you selling calls, you're short the stock, right? So what the big traders are taking the other side of the trade, go out and buy stock to hedge the position. And they have a certain level where they can buy stock up to lock in their juice, to lock in their delta. So there wasn't any specific news. I just think it was people taking the other side of those option trades and using stocks as a hedge. Just two things I want to add here before we finish the broadcast. Now, the pre-market low is different than the regular low, and that's one thing that we try and emphasize on the pre-market show. If you're picking levels and you're looking for continuation, the pre-market low was 158.80. Now, so if you're trying on a long side,
what stock are we on right now?
Now we're on win.
Oh, now we're on win? Back to win. Okay.
Yes, back to win. Okay. Just that, like, let's say you want to take a shot off the open and win. It opened at 160.89, 160.72 low. If you want to, do a swing on something like that, you might have been using the stop of the pre-market low as a potential exit. So I'm just saying sometimes your level in the pre-market you never see in the regular session. And it turned out a good thing, right? If you got that 160 print, you never took any heat in the regular session. The other thing I just wanted to mention, and we can't make too many comments on it, is State of the Union speech. Dennis, that's when the President of the United States comes on.
Of course, I don't know these things.
He doesn't.
It's not that I've traded in the U.S. markets for 18 years, but enlighten me, Joel.
Well, he's just going to come on and talk about what a great job he's done. And how because of him, and how the stock market's going up, and how much better it's going to be. And he might throw some zingers in there, but I just think you have a Fed meeting, you have the State of the Union address. So I just think some people are just taking some chips off the table ahead of the speech. And now it's not something. I mean, if you want to try and trade through that, you can. But it's just, a noteworthy event that's going to be going on in the after hours that, may have fund managers or investors. You never know what he's going to say. So I think that's a little bit a reason for the sell-off here over the last couple of days. We're trying to.
John Dodson's taking the other side of that. He says they're putting on the chips ahead of the speech because he's looking at Caterpillar running up into the close. There's a lot of stocks. I mean, we have come back off the lows on some individual stocks here, Joel. It looks still like a disaster when you look at the S&Ps, significantly down. A disaster nowadays, minus 1%. It's kind of funny that we call that a disaster. But check out the CAT chart. I mean, CAT just put a double bottom in right there around 160, and it's straight up here in the last hour. So good eye there, John Dodson. It is running up into the close. And check out Facebook. Facebook right off the hop printed down the 181 handle ahead of tomorrow night's report. And it is now in the 187 handle. So you're talking about a 6-point rally, and you want to see a chart. Bring up Home Depot's chart today. There was a flash crash in Home Depot right after the open. I was talking to the chat about it as well. And Home Depot printed all the way down to $191.57. It fell 10 points in 3 seconds. I went and checked out the tape. And all that was one huge seller selling at the wrong time of day. It don't hit a big sell order at 9:31 right after the stock opens because the liquidity just simply isn't there. So it swept out the books, triggered a few stops in the process, and obviously it's bounced back since.
And let's see if we have any other issues to highlight here. Bring up the pre-market on the UNH, because that got over.
That was wild too.
Yeah, look at that.
It opened down near the low tick at 233, and then boom, ran straight up in the next like 10 minutes up to 247. I got a 247 tick. Now, I don't know that 247 was outside the market. No, actually, that was close. Sorry, 242. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong price. 242.74. But you talk about a 10-point rally right in that opening bar, really. Like that 242 tick was 3 minutes after the open. So if you bought that opening tick and quick flipped it, there was 10 points in there. Man, there was some wild action right off the hop.
Yeah, pre-market low in that was 28.25. In the regular session, you only hit 32.10. Closing out, S&Ps are trying to climb back, closing the 28.30 handle. I know Soho 196 is looking for that. 1850, I mean, that's your low for the session with 10 points off that. That would be a big level. And then coming back on the upside, if you're trading tonight, keep an eye on that intraday high at 39.50. So we're really, all the chaos and everything, we're settling mid-range on the day. All right, folks, we're going to get ready for the close here, and we'll be back with you bright and early on Wednesday morning. Have a good day.